Hello, guys. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. What is today's conversation going to be? You know what? Today, I really didn't want to do this. I did, but I feel like this week I've been really doubtful and in this energy of do I actually know what I'm doing? I've been so hyper aware of the conversations I'm having. I'm so worried. I don't know. I've been so worried of my perception and how people perceive me to be. One of the things that I really look for in a person that I want to keep in my life is that their words match with their actions and vice versa. And I don't know, I feel like this week I thought I had these truths and I thought I had these things set in stone about how I want to proceed with my life. And this week I've really been questioning that. And that makes me worry if my words are aligning with my actions. And I'm worried if I don't know if I'm being a hypocrite. That is something that makes me feel really icky. Because if I look for it in other people, that means that I should emulate it myself. Why am I holding other people to this certain standard if I'm not holding myself to the same standard, it's not fair. I don't know, I've just been questioning everything. I've been observing everyone, observing myself in conversations and situations. Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the thing that's aligned with me? And I realized I've been so caught up in my head. I've been so doubtful and just going around in circles and circles and ruminating, talking to my friends about it. First of all, thank God for my friends. Thank God for my friends, my best friends who listen to me talk about the same things over and over and over again until I finally have the realization that I need to have and get over it. Shout out. Big shout out to y'all. Love y'all. Yeah. Can you see it? Yeah. Last night before I went to bed, I thought to myself, actually no, that's not what I want to say. See, even in this podcast, I'm doubtful of what I want to say. I'm questioning the things that are coming out of my mouth. And I don't know why that is. Maybe I think what's happening is that I'm reaching for a certain period of time. I was kind of manifesting the version of myself that I wanted to be, and all I could do at the time was think about it, and I don't know, it was all in my head, envisioning it, daydreaming about it, and just waiting for my thoughts to catch up to my reality. And I feel like now my reality is mirroring back to me that version of myself that I have been thinking about for this whole time. And it feels like I have been shifting into this new frequency. And because I have been shifting into this new frequency, all of the things that I had once believed or that were true in that time period, it's not necessarily serving me in my present. Because I have shifted, I have evolved, and the way I was living my life isn't necessarily matching the things that I am attracting now. This new embodiment it's so big that it's I have to kind of go back into the archives and take a look at all of my actions, all of my words, and see what things I want to keep and what things I want to throw away. And that has been really weird. It's weird when you have this level of certainty about yourself and it makes everything in your life reset. And that's a good thing. That means you're shifting and changing and allowing yourself to be different. I think as an example, in the past I feel like I was really burned by relationships around me, and it taught me a lesson I needed to learn, which was to put in boundaries and to actually decode what is it that I want from a friend. What is it that I want from a close friend? What is it that I want from an acquaintance? What is it that I want from someone in my vicinity that I don't claim as either? There's different layers to relationships, and that is something that I really needed to sit down and reflect upon. And after all of those reflections, I kind of made this list of rules for myself of this is what I need from someone, and if they don't give that to me, then this is the layer that they receive from me. Because I also feel like depending on the closeness I have with certain people, they get to experience different versions of me. So I was learning how to calibrate. It's not that I'm changing personalities, but what layer of access do you have to me? I kind of developed this level of comfortability with the different layers of visibility I was giving to people. And I think since I had learned everything I needed to learn from that experience, I was able to evolve and shift into this different frequency. And now this new version of myself is asking me to go back and ask, is that really what you want to continue to do as this new version? And this new version of myself wanting to question the previous version has made me wonder, were those actions in the past actually valid? Was I being too harsh? Was I being too critical? Was I being too black and white? And it's making my current self and these current decisions I'm making, I'm hesitant to make them because there's this level of distrust with myself. Because it's like, if I have to go back and evaluate my past actions, does that mean that I can make the right decision now? And I don't know if that mindset is actually helpful. I don't think it's a matter of I did something wrong and now I want to do, I don't know, it's not a question of right or wrong. I think that different levels of ourselves have different levels of capacity, and at that level I had an X amount of capacity to act a certain way, and that version of myself needed to act that certain way. I think what I'm getting at is we just need to live life. We just need to live life and experience things and embody whatever version we're being called to do in that moment, because if it doesn't work out, great, that's information that you can use for the next experience. And if it does work out, great, that is information that you can use for the next experience. So I kind of realized that this morning, and I said, you know what? Let me stop pondering. Let me stop thinking. I think the mind does a great job of protecting and keeping me safe, but it loves to pinpoint dangers that aren't actually dangerous. It loves to continue this narrative and this daydream of what if all these bad things happen? And it's doing it out of a need to keep us safe. But I realized this morning, all of these quote unquote dangers that I'm thinking about, all of these bad situations I'm thinking about, it's probably not likely to happen. And it's probably not true in this reality that I'm living. So why don't I just take a step back, dress up, look cute, get my cute little shirt on that I just bought, go outside, go thrifting, do something fun, and step out of this mindset that something is going to go wrong, something is going to go sideways, when even if it does, I have the resources, I have the knowledge to get myself through that journey. And so I think we're going to do something different today, because I have my little thrifted items from this yard sale that I found. And girl, literally all the things that I have been wanting, I found at this yard sale. And I paid like what? For everything, like $40. Girl, I got this little mason jar for my flour. I've been wanting to use like glass things for my flour and my sugar and whatever. I got 3 of them. Okay, we're moving on. I got this book. I don't know who this man is. I hope he's not problematic. But I got this book called Sacred Healing, Integrating Spirituality with Psychotherapy. Interesting. Hey, oh, also, check out these nails. Like, are we joking? Press-ons. Okay, another mason jar. Oh. I got this little... Okay. Whatever. She doesn't look cute now, but styled, she's gonna eat. She's gonna eat, and y'all are gonna be scared. Y'all are gonna be scared because you don't see the vision now, but you will. Why is my voice shaky today? What the hell? Okay, that really does not look good, but whatever. What else? Oh, y'all, I got this Coach bag for $20. Ah! $20. Are you kidding? It has a little, what's it called? The little thing that the Coach bags have. I don't know. I don't know the stuff that you need to know about designer bags and whatever, but I think she's legit. And ceramic olive oil thing that I have been wanting, but this specific brand, More Living, I think it's a woman that works in St. Pete, and the place I go to where they sell her stuff, this I think is like $50. Love it, but respectfully not doing that for an olive oil thing. I don't know what this is called. Do you know how much this was? $3. What? Okay, that's it. Anyways, yeah, so yes, the universe is conspiring in my favor, but I also agree with the mindset that the universe simply responds to energy and reacts to whatever you say your life is. And in the moments where I was feeling doubtful of myself, like I was worried about all these things that are honestly pretty trivial in the grand scheme of things, and the moment I shut that down, the moment I said, you know what, we're having a good day, we're gonna do fun things, we're going to reclaim my power, reclaim all of this energy that I'm spewing out for things that really I don't need to be doing. I don't need to be worrying about. It's out of my control. Why am I thinking about it? And I was gifted with all these beautiful things. And why? Because I chose to. Because I chose the energy of me deserving to be pampered by the universe. I said, you know what? We're not worrying. That's not my problem. We're moving that aside. And today is the day that I received gifts from the universe, as I am meant to, as I am always meant to. And I don't know, I think this is a reminder to myself that sometimes I get in my own way. I'm very adamant on walking this spiritual path. And yes, this spiritual path entails a lot of shadow work, a lot of addressing old patterns, old habits, things that no longer serve me. It's this constant process of bringing new things in and taking old things out. Old thoughts, old actions, old ways of living, old beliefs, so that I can make room for a higher level of consciousness. Or, I don't know, the higher and lower stuff, I don't know how I feel about that. But a different level of consciousness. And yeah, I tend to be very extreme with my spiritual thinking sometimes. I tend to go down this rabbit hole of what is it that I'm doing wrong? What is it that I need to learn? What is it that this experience is trying to teach me? And sometimes you just gotta snap yourself out of it, man. Like you gotta live life. You gotta put on the makeup. Be a little materialistic. Honestly, because at the end of the day, I think what spirituality is trying to teach us is to bring heaven down to earth. It's not us to go to heaven. No. It's that heaven is here and it's alive and it is breathing and we have access to it at all times. We just need to decide that the heaven that we're searching for is here. It's waiting for us. It's waiting for us to decide that we deserve it, that we belong in it, that despite the healing, despite all of these things, heaven is a frequency. It is not a place. Heaven is a mindset. Heaven is a way of living. Heaven is a way of seeing things and seeing the beauty in everyday mundane items. And all you have to do is say that you're ready for it. I don't know. I feel like this new version of myself is going to take time to adjust to. The actions that I take might be uncomfortable or might feel wrong because it is something that a past version of myself wouldn't have done, but I think it's worth exploring. I think it's better to explore rather than to be stagnant, because even if this exploration turns out to be something unwanted or something that I don't want to commit myself to, at least I know. At least I'm aware, and I can make the decision to not go in that direction again. However, if I stay stagnant, all of this energy that is meant for action and forward motion is going to go straight to my head. And all I'm going to do is overthink, worry, doubt, all of these things that I have been doing, when I can just use the same energy and find out. I can just find out. So I think I just need to give myself grace, know that mistakes are a part of learning, and that also I can never really mislead myself. If my intuition is calling me towards something, or is calling me to do something or act upon something, it's for a reason. Maybe it's to bring me joy. Maybe it's to bring about awareness of something that was subconscious in my mind. But either way, it is something that I need to gain information on. It's something that I need to experience. Because at the end of the day, everything that we take on can be utilized for the future that we desire. And it's up to us to decide whether we're going to use it as fuel or whether we're going to let it get the best of us. I don't know. I hope this podcast resonates. Yeah. Feeling really doubtful, but we persevere. So, yeah. We'll see what the rest of the day brings. We'll see what the next week brings. And I will be here to share it. Okay. See ya.